Review time, everybody. This is not a Mirage, but instead it's a review.
I knew he was going to go that route.
Should have guessed.
It's a review of a Mirage, the Assassin's Creed Mirage. Today we're going to be reviewing the highly anticipated, much smaller, back to the basics offshoot of Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is an extension, a prequel of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, following the story of our good friend Basim. Now, a little backstory about where this thing came about, just so all y'all peoples that are watching know. If you don't know, this was originally a DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yep.
They Ubisoft Bordeaux pitched it and was like, hey, by the way, wouldn't it be cool if it was a full game, teaser. And they were like, yeah, sure, why not? So they gave them the access to make a full game. So this is this studio's first time making a full game. They previously worked on the DLC Wrath of the Druids for Valhalla, and this was going to be the next DLC. And then they were just like, let's just make it a full game. So this is a much more condensed, back to basics, focus in Baghdad version of Assassin's Creed. We were very excited about it, and two of us have played it. Of the three, I have not played it, so I'm excited to hear what everybody has to say about it. Who wants to go first?
I want Austin.
No, I
want you to go first. I want to hear it.
Before we dive deep, though, I don't want like deep dive right off the bat. I just want to know high level, like 30-second first impressions. How do you like Assassin's Creed Mirage?
Do you want to go through the story at all, or you just want to?
We'll do that after.
Okay, go ahead, Austin.
Austin, how do you feel about this game?
I don't like it. I try to like it. I gave it chances. I felt like the character design and animation, okay, not the design, but the character animations, the acting, and the story overall were very lazily done, just kind of put together. Now that I know that this was supposed to be a DLC, it feels like that they're just trying to expand it out, and they didn't do a very good job because there's not much there. And I felt like the gameplay feels like it could be a lot more fun later on, but as I was playing, I just felt like the gameplay was super, super basic. There wasn't much there. Jason put more time into it.
How much time did you put into it?
11 hours.
Maybe.
Not you.
Maybe 5 to 8. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I really tried to like it. Yeah. I think that the world's well done. Just like most Ubisoft games, the world looks phenomenal. I mean, I think it's fun traversing over all the buildings and stuff, and there's a bunch of crowds, and it actually runs really well on my laptop, and I could turn the graphics pretty much all the way to high, and it looks beautiful, but just couldn't get the story, and everything just didn't come together. So
Cool.
I don't like it.
Jason.
I'm deleting it, by the way, off my
Good to know.
laptop.
Wow. That's a lot in one thing. Yeah, the story is shit. Story is just bad. There's no exiting out of the enemies. Yeah, it's all Basim's story.
Right.
That's it. Yes, I do agree with Austin. It does feel like a DLC. Some of the cutscenes, some of the dialogue, just some of the presence, you can tell that it just wasn't meant to be a full game. But with that being said, they did capture the essence of the original Assassin's Creed game. So I'll give like a light example. They brought back the wanted tier. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember that in the Assassin's Creed 2, 3, and Assassin's Creed 1 time frame.
Yep.
Is wherever you do something, you get like a tiny little wanted level, and you have to find posters to rip down or bribe someone to stop you. And it gets to a point where the whole city will be on lockdown, and you have to, like, no shit, get your notoriety like all the way down so you can actually do stuff. What I appreciate about the game, and it took me a while to get back into the groove of it because I'm so used to Valhalla, Black Flag, where I can just go in there automatically and be a boss. Stealth is a majority of this game. You can go into hand-to-hand combat, you can fight people, but you are going to go through health potions and you are going to regret it. Like a lot. So stealth is very high. Like doing the counters and stuff, you had to be very precise. And that brought me back to Assassin's Creed 1. Like, I didn't even realize I could do counters until I was midway through the game. in Assassin's Creed 1. And whenever I was able to pull it off, it was still, I was like overrun by strong enemies trying to kill me. So yes, you can go in there guns a-blazing, but you are going to regret it. This is like a true version of what Assassin's Creed should be, in my own opinion, is collecting your resources, making sure you're able to take down and find a pathway. That's the big thing. What helps this game is your eagle that you have. And now I utilize the eagle so much more compared to the other Assassin's Creed, because I am planning my attack. I am looking at locations and seeing where enemies are at. And I'm like, okay, if I take this route on this side of this building, I can take out these 3 guys with some throwing knives, and I can slowly inch my way up to my assassination point. And it took me a while to finally realize that, because the mindset that I had was Valhalla, where I can just go in there guns blazing if something goes wrong. No, with this one, if it goes wrong, I'm dying, and I know that.
Is it because you're going to be overwhelmed, or is it because it's just like game over, you got found?
No, you're going to be overwhelmed. There's no, so far I played 11 hours. There is no like, oh, you've been detected, game over.
Yeah.
Yet. I'm still exploring. I enjoyed that there's only one map. I enjoyed that there's not a shit ton of like too many side mission type shit to do, because there's not. Like with Valhalla, where everywhere you go, there's side mission, side mission, side mission, side mission. The skill tree is super small, and it gets straight to the point on what you need to get. You don't get as much experience and points as like with Valhalla. You got 2 every time you like leveled up. This one, they went back to basics with that. I really like, it took me a hot minute. It took me about 4 hours in to realize, like, I'm an assassin. I'm not a Viking. I'm not a fucking guy that wants to go in there and just murder everything like right off the bat. I need to like really plan my attacks, because you're playing Basm as a novice right now. Like the storyline with Basm is very interesting, but it was executed poorly. And that's what I hate about it. Because Basm's storyline is like he was a kid. Well, not even kid. Probably like, what, you think teenager-ish? He was a thief, and he was working with the hidden ones
teenager,
to like steal certain things that they couldn't steal, which is, you know, or get intel on certain things. Not steal things, but get intel on things and give it to them. But he wanted to become a hidden one.
Right.
Some conflict happened, something really bad happened, and you're like, oh, this is the moment, you know? But Basm is very, he is a novice all the way. He is not skilled at fighting. He is not skilled at a lot of things besides running away. And you can feel that in the gameplay, which I appreciate. It's just the storyline itself is poorly executed.
Yeah, so I was surprised when the big thing happens. It gets him to, what do they call
Become
it?
a hidden one.
Oh, fuck, what's it called? Inciting incident that makes him go and try to be, well, it forces him to go be an assassin. Mm-hmm. Where they went with that, and I won't get into it, but they showed things that I was surprised that they showed. Mm-hmm. And I was very happy. Well, I wasn't happy they showed it, but it, like, they made it realistic. They showed the gruesomeness of the people who you went up against.
Yep.
And I was just like, wow, they did that in a video game, which I don't think has been done before, in my opinion.
Some games, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I don't remember seeing anything like it.
Yeah.
Basically, they showed dead kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like everything else, like I do have some complaints about this game. This game's not fucking outstanding. It's not the best Assassin's Creed game. But if you're coming in here like right off of Valhalla, you are going to be extremely disappointed. The climbing feature, the parkour system.
Before we get into the gameplay, I want to talk more on the story real quick and kind of like wrap that piece up. So, Austin, you didn't play much of Valhalla, right?
I played a good amount.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played at least 20 hours.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Well, I was hoping to be like, having not come from Valhalla or whatever, can you get in this game? Will it have as much weight? Or does it seem like you needed to have played Valhalla to understand like a little bit of the history of Basim, like, you know, in the future or whatever?
Yeah.
Or is it kind of like, okay,
So
this is kind of its fresh on story?
Here's the thing. And I was going to lead to this a little bit, but Basim is Basim.
Yeah.
As we know in Valhalla, he was Loki.
Right.
I don't know how.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. I don't know how Loki took over Basim's body.
Yeah.
This is 100% an assassin that has no.
This is well before that ever happened.
Well before that. You can see like a little bit of the storyline where it's leading up to how Loki has taken over Basim. But so far, there is no inkling. It's just a whole separate game. So far, no. I'm 11 hours in, and there's no connection to Valhalla at all, besides the character's name.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So overall, story wise, it's like, what about it is not great? Like what
it goes normally. I don't mind video games like getting to the point. Like, let's get to the main city.
Yep.
But man, they just like, this happens, and then this happens, and then there's a montage of things happening, and you just don't feel like it because, you know, he becomes an assassin.
There's no development.
It just happens so fast, and you don't feel it. You don't see
or anything like that. You're just like,
oh,
you
you're
see
playing,
a montage up to the point of like, okay, now you're an assassin.
The tutorial is like, oh, I'm trained to be assassin, so you learn all the basics, like how to fight, how to shoot, do all this stuff, throw daggers. But then there's like this montage of him like becoming an assassin, and it doesn't feel well done enough where it's like, oh man, like he actually overcame some stuff and like is now an assassin.
Well, that's the thing about this game is just like it even tells you in the character menu of where you're at as an assassin. I just reached not initiative, but I can't remember what's the next step. But you have different steps, and if you highlight over the map, it'll tell you what rank of assassin you should be to be in this area. So in the center area of Baghdad, I need to be like a full-blown assassin.
Oh, they still show that? I thought they didn't have that in this
There's
game.
no levels. There's no levels.
Yeah,
it's just a name, and there's only 3, I believe.
Interesting. Okay.
So right now, I'm not an initiative, but I am proficient.
Okay.
And I think the next rank I will get is assassin.
Got it.
So like right now, you are still like coming into this game after you're doing the tutorial stuff. You're still a novice. You're still just an initiate trying to figure out your way of how you want to be an assassin.
Yeah.
And you can feel that a little bit just by just by the gameplay itself.
Yeah.
When I know I don't need to be in an area, I know, and I need to get the fuck out of that area.
Yeah.
So there's certain aspects to
you
that.
want to watch this part?
Huh?
Don't watch that part. You can fast forward.
I don't want to see any spoilers.
So the game itself, I feel like they did very well on capturing the old Assassin's Creed. But I can see why we have advanced so much from the old Assassin's Creed. Like the first Assassin's Creed, you couldn't even walk into a town without getting alerted right away. Like if you ran or anything like that, someone would be like, "Hey, you, no running. You know, this is you can't run here." Yeah, and you get alerted and you get attacked. With this one, they took away that, but what they did not take away, which I kind of wish they did. So in an Assassin's Creed game, let's say you see a guard just standing there, a crowd full of people. You go up, you kind of assassinate them. Nothing happens, right? In the OG game, if you did that, the civilians would alert the guards and let them know that someone just died.
Yeah.
So your alert meter will go up a little bit. So you have to be like cautious of every little thing going into it.
I feel like back in the day, people took a lot of account of like, okay, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do to make this feel realistic and challenging? And now it's like, I feel like this is like, we need a game to hold us over. It needs to be Assassin's Creed. Let's do it. Yeah, use a story. You can make it. We can market towards the people for back in the day. And yeah, it has some of that stuff, and they do, you know, a decent job of it. And, you know, it's a game. There's some fun stuff in here, but yeah, it just kind of feels like just kind of thrown together. We need to get something out.
It does, but it doesn't at the same time, because I think this is good foundation work to get us back to Assassin's Creed.
That'd be great.
And I think like having
get us back to original Assassin's Creed.
Original Assassin's Creed, because that's what made the game feel great, right? You go into an area, you figure out the best way to go through this area without being detected. It doesn't matter, like Now it's to a point, if you get detected, you get paid by the consequences of your actions. You get detected, you get attacked. In other games with Assassin's Creed, when you get detected, mission over or whatever, mission failed. With this one, now you go in and you like plan out your attack, because you know if you don't plan it out perfectly or use your resources properly, you're going to get effed up and it's going to fucking suck.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's what I appreciate about it the most, because like today I was doing a gameplay where I had to steal a boat, have it saved and stuff. And the side objection, because they still have that on the contracts and stuff, is like don't get detected. Well, I kind of don't want to get detected because there's like 30 people in this fucking area, and I don't want to get detected because once they get detected, they're all going to be on top of me. Right. So I want to go in here as stealthily as possible, and that's what I appreciate it now. Like after realizing that I'm not playing Valhalla, I'm not playing Black Flag, I'm not playing all these other Assassin's Creed games where we went away with a lot of this stuff, I am highly enjoying it. I played 4 hours a day, and I was just like, once I accomplished something like that, go through and clear out a base without being detected and not being attacked or hit, I just felt like accomplishment out of that.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like in Ghost Recon, like you know, you approach Ghost Recon Wildlands or Breakpoint or whatever, and you just like your eagle is just like your drone, scanning the base and having to sneak around and take people out.
Which just recently I got to a point where people are shooting my eagle, which annoys the fuck out of me, dude, because I chase after that guy, because there's like one guy. So far it's only one guy shooting my eagle, and as soon as I spot him, I'm like sneaking in there and I'm getting him real quick because he shot at my eagle. But yeah, the combat itself is very difficult, and I understand why, because I remember it from Assassin's Creed, the other one, the very first one. Combat, like, you can't go in there being a badass and expect to like hack and slash your way through this game.
Yeah, I think
that's like a last resort.
I think that was my biggest thing, is because coming off of Valhalla,
yeah,
that's what it was, and I was like, oh well, surely, you know, because I remember Assassin's Creed 3, you can fucking be surrounded by all these guys.
You can be surrounded by all these guys and counter. With this one, you get rewarded for your parries and your counters. Like you can do auto kill and stuff.
It's a lot more difficult.
It's a lot. So you can basically, so far, I can assassinate everyone with my hidden blade. There's no upgrade to the hidden blade or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there is one enemy type that once you get like fully radar alerted, that you cannot just sneak up. You'll do like half damage to them, but after that, you got to fight them.
Boy, people here just chilling, just like, oh, it's dead people.
Those people will notice. That's the issue. Those people will notice.
Will they?
Yeah, they will notice, and they will alert people, and your radar will go up a little bit. So you're more heightened to get noticed by the guards and stuff. So
if you just like grab money, like collect money off of the bodies or whatever, does that also raise it?
I haven't. So that's another thing that they kind of took away from this. Certain guards only have currency or something on them. Not every single person you kill will have something on them.
I like that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I feel like that's the way it should be.
So also with like pickpocketing people, you can pickpocket everyone.
Yeah.
But if you do it, it's going to come at a cost if you get caught. So you can't get caught. You need to steal and run away and go from there. Along with that, if you do steal from someone and get caught, they'll alert the guard right away, and the guards are chasing you down. So you just have to be like, you have to be cautious, and you have to plan it out. I notice the further I get along in leveling up and getting different like resources, different weapon types and different skills, it's becoming a little bit easier to be an assassin.
Yeah.
Not to be a combat person, but to be an assassin. And I think that's what they're falling into more than just like going in there willy-nilly. Oh, I don't feel like sneaking around or anything like that. I'm gonna go in here and bash some heads, because once you get hit, that shit hurts.
You're just like,
yeah. There's one enemy.
Assassin's Creed 3.
There's one enemy type that you have to go behind him and stab him, because you can't just, if you go up front to front and trying to fight him, it is very difficult.
What is the what's the traversal like in this game? Because like I know early on, like I mean that was one of the biggest things for Assassin's Creed that I love so much, is just like jumping around the tops of rooftops and buildings and stuff. But back then, it was, you know, there was very clear points you had to jump onto to be able to get up. I mean, you couldn't just like climb inside the wall. Does that seem a lot more fluid in this now in modern day?
This one is quite annoying. So
Really?
coming off of Valhalla, you can climb on anything. You can just you're like fucking Spider-Man, just running around.
Climb on the side of a cliff that's like
yes,
not climbable.
With this one, it is not. You have to it is not possible. There's certain viewpoints, vantage points that you have to climb up to unlock to sink and stuff.
Yeah.
That is almost a puzzle where you have to figure out exactly the way to climb up.
Oh, I remember that stuff. With those.
They brought that back. So
I mean, it's like general even navigating. Like, do you feel like you're getting stuck in places to hop around and everything?
I did get.
Yeah, on occasion I get stuck.
On occasion you get stuck, but once again it comes back to that figuring out how to get over that wall.
Yeah.
Type thing. The parkour is not that great. But once again, I'm coming off of a game where you can just climb anything and just get out of the way of things. But it's not annoying where it's back to the original one where I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong type thing.
Interesting.
So they did bring back, because you can upgrade your weapons, you can upgrade your armor and stuff like that. They brought that back, but they brought it back in kind of a different way where you don't go out and about and look for the resources. Like in Valhalla or the last one that they had, was it Odyssey? Yeah, it was Odyssey, where you go hunt for materials or kill animals to get those resources. With this one, they keep it pretty simple. You just find the chest, you collect the resource, and you upgrade. Okay. So they kept the chest, which is fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't want to go run around and hunt and kill animals or break up rocks or some fucking bullshit like that. Yeah. I'm perfectly happy with just finding a chest and getting resources from that. They also added something new, which I'm on the fence about a little bit. You get these certain rubies or coins, and these rubies and coins will allow you to interact with certain characters to help you out in your assassinations or anything like that. So if I had this one coin with a bunch of spears on it, I can hire mercenaries to go attack some guards for a distraction and go in. And I'm finding these merchant coins just recently because certain chests you can't unlock unless you have a merchant coin. So in order to unlock the merchant chest that you find, you had to have the coin. In the same way with going to a merchant, you can actually have a big discount, 10% discount. If you had the merchant coin, you can give it to them. Same with bribing people that are speaking about you to lower your notoriety. You have to give them the coin as well to lower that. So you also have equipment. You have your daggers, smoke bombs, mines, and I can't remember the last one. Oh, sound bomb. So far I have the daggers and the smoke bomb unlocked. I just unlocked the smoke bomb. With those equipment items, you can actually upgrade them to do different things. So with my daggers right now, I have where the body will disappear automatically. I have an extra 2 daggers, and then the third one does poison damage. And then I have a blow dart. Blow dart is the other one. Got it. So you can do berserker, poison, sleep with that one. But each equipment has a upgrade feature, a perk to it that you can unlock. So that's getting super fun. I just unlocked smoke bomb, and that's going to help me out so fucking much. But yeah.
So the combat's basically just a lot slower, essentially, and not as. I mean, it's more intentional and focused. Move from person to person to person. You're not running into. You're not dropping a ship off and going to raid in a city or anything like that.
No. It's very and how I'd like to put it is if I can go in there and sneak, which you kind of have to, my main goal is to take out as many people as possible, depending on the mission. And then if I have to go in combat, I'll go in combat. But if I'm going in there assassinating someone, I'll take out the people that's around that area and then assassinate him and get the fuck out. That's my main goal, is to get in and get the fuck out.
As far as the assassinations go, the basic core of this idea is that beyond the story, you basically are going to have target after target that you're having to go out and assassinate. Is that accurate? Not really.
You still have other missions in between because you're investigating. You're still doing.
That's what I was getting to.
You still have.
Is it still kind of? Did it go back to the original formula where it's okay, you need to kill this guy, but you got to do 4 things to be able to kill that guy.
Oh.
And then you get the next person, next target, you got to do 4 more things that are kind of similar, and then go and kill that guy. over and over again.
So far, it is like that.
Okay, that's
they still kept that like same thing where you're investigating, trying to uncover the identity of the Templar. They haven't called them Templars yet, but try to uncover the identity of them and assassinate that one person, that one individual.
Because that was the part that was so annoying about the first Assassin's Creed, was that it just got really repetitive, in that the structure was so like, but then it sounds like the missions might be different to investigate each person.
Yeah.
But back then it was like you basically did 4 different things that was almost identical, which each person you were assassinating. So after killing like the 4th person, you're like, okay, I've been here, done that. They fixed that in AC2 and like, varied it up a little bit more. But it wasn't. It sounds like they kind of went a little bit back to AC1, which to me is a bit of a negative.
Well, this one, it doesn't feel like. Right now, I'm in the middle of a contract of trying to figure out who this Templar is, and I don't feel like it was the same from the first one that I did.
Okay.
But the first one was still like a kind of like a tutorial system to it. And plus, like, it'll give you different opportunities to assassinate that person. But I've only killed one big Templar, and that is it.
Yeah.
And I'm 11 hours in. So I can imagine it's going to go by pretty fast. But yeah. So this is like the little skill tree for each perk for the weapon.
Okay. So there's not a whole lot, which is good. I like that.
And you can only choose one for each tier.
Like the skill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The skill tree is very simple. Like super simple.
And I like how simple it was for all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, compared to Valhalla, it was just like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. There were so many skills for so many different things. It was just too much. It got to a point where you would forget what you can actually do.
Yeah.
With this one, I know exactly what I can do, and I know how far I can go. And I can imagine I'll get to a point where I am an assassin, and it's still going to be there's still going to be a challenge to it. I still don't want to run in there guns a-blazing or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I appreciate it for the most part, is like it gets me to a point where I'm in a mission or in a contract or anything like that, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to go in here without being detected.
I didn't even see
Not because
contracts.
the contracts. Yeah, the contracts are really good. I've been doing those like crazy, but I go in there trying to think the best way to come out of there alive.
Are you also trying to do the secondary objectives?
Yep. So each assassin area, you get like contracts that will give you resources or even skill points. So I'm focused in on skill points because I want to unlock a certain skill. So, and then on top of that, you do have a new ability, unlike Valhalla, where you had all these multiple abilities that you can do, like throw a bunch of axes or anything like that. You only have one ability. You unlock it after you make your first assassination, where you basically like pick like 2 targets. You only get 2 at first, and you can do an auto assassination, which a lot of people were complaining about, but I actually enjoy that. It helps out so much in certain situations, and you still get spotted if you don't plan out your last kill right away. So right now I have it unlocked at 3, which is super helpful. But right now I'm focusing on the contracts to get more resources and hopefully more skill points to go throughout. But that's what I like about the skill tree. It's so small that I can focus in on certain things without forgetting about it. You know what I mean?
So that's what I'm most excited about, is just like a simpler, stripped down version of a game with similar mechanics and stuff like that. But I am nervous that it'll be too stealthy for me. Like it went too far back to like the OG stuff. Because there is some stuff that I like about the newer ones that it's just like, I mean, if I screw up, it's just like, let me just slash a bunch of people and kill them and call it a day. But it does kind of concern me that it seems like that's not as easily doable. But I'm also curious if like the enemy density is a lot smaller, you know, because like a lot of places, like there's a shit ton of enemies when you like walk in an area. And here I wonder if it's like, you got 10. 10 is doable. I can handle 10.
Well, I just went.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So here's the
They
thing.
all pile
I
on
went to, on my last gameplay before I came over here, I went to a prison. It had over 30 enemies in there, but they're so spread out that I can easily just go in there and take them out one by one. But if I screwed up, those enemies in that facility, in that area, will run towards me and not notified a whole bunch of them. So I still can handle it. I think the most that I've fought is probably like 5 people.
Okay.
And I went through my health potions like crazy. That's another thing they took away. There's no more collecting rations like in Valhalla. You have actual health potions that you have to purchase or find. So right now I have 3. You start off with 2. And I don't use them as much unless I'm in combat and I'm getting fucking wrecked. And that becomes like a big issue. But yeah.
So I have a big final question.
Yep.
So when this game came out or was working towards coming out, people were really excited. We're like, oh, I'm so excited to go back to the basics, go back to the OG Assassin's Creed, because it was definitely like kind of a mixed bag of people who appreciated the new RPG, massive open world focus of Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. But then there's also people that were like, they loved the new add. Some didn't like it, some loved it. So I've heard people talking about, would it be interesting? Would you be okay with if they did something where, because like next year's Assassin's Creed is going to be the Feudal of Japan Assassin's Creed, back to a big, huge, total crazy blowout. If they alternated, where it was like 1 year you get the big, huge one, a couple years later you get like a more smaller kind of condensed version that's more focused around a city, and then go back. Like, would that be interesting to you, or do you prefer that they, like, do you think this is like a cool point proof of concept, but let's go back to the big shebang?
Do it like Call of Duty.
Yeah, most definitely.
One studio does the big giant ones and gives them more time to work on it, and then
like I was
small one working on the small one.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that because I do miss Valhalla, where I can just go in there and be in a badass type thing. But I do really enjoy this like a lot. It took me a while to get back into it because I was in the mindset of this is this style of game, and it wasn't. And I've been used to it for so long that I'm like, man, I miss this. You know, I miss sneaking in. I miss doing like, because it feels like an overwhelming achievement. Like, holy shit, I was able to go into this prison, take out like most of these guards, get my assassination, get the fuck out. It felt great. So yeah, no, I would be perfectly fine with that. But they need to pick their like, they need to figure out which time frame would work for this. Like with the Viking one, the Viking Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yes, I can understand the combat and that and all that jazz. With this one, yeah, I understand why you want to sneak around more than anything else.
It's still got to match to the environment.
It has to match the environment, the timeline, yeah. So with the Japan one, I feel like depending on what route you're going, if you're going like samurai or like a ninja style thing, then I feel like you want to sneak around more with the Japan one. But I hope they keep it like this because I'm not overwhelmed with side missions.
Yeah,
I'm not overwhelmed with the skill tree. I am. It's a good game for the price point. I probably don't agree with it, but beyond that, it's a good game. Storyline's shit. Storyline sucks. The interaction, the voiceovers, and all that shit is shit. You see Basm do his cross arm thing the whole time, and I only think of Eivor the whole time, and I'm like, and what sucks about it, like after watching the Assassin's Creed Mirage music video and seeing Basm do that little like smirk thing, I want that kind of attitude to him in this game. What I got with like Ezio or something like that. Yeah, I'm a badass, can do this, but like so far I haven't gotten that. There's not enough development in this character where I feel like he has enough development to be someone. So
yeah. So it's a $50 game. You still think it's too expensive?
Yeah.
Get it on Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah.
And it's $15 a month. You could probably beat it in a month.
Yeah, you probably can.
I will say that's PC only. So for anybody that's got console, you can't do it.
Yeah, I'm playing on PS5. Right, I don't regret buying it. I'm not gonna lie about that.
GameStop.
I do feel like this should be in like a $45, maybe $40 game.
Yeah,
it still feels like a.
That's why I feel like
it feels like a DLC without the mechanics of the original game.
Yeah,
yeah. That's why I feel like they're just like, hey, we need to get this out. So we can make, like, they're trying to get more money off of this than they should be.
Well, it's like what Brett said. That it was supposed to be a DLC, and I could see this being the DLC. But
yeah,
it feels
and that's the thing. It wasn't.
Feels.
I mean, it wasn't meant to be like a money grab. It was just more like these guys had an idea that they really wanted to explore. So it was a test bed to see, like, can this studio pull it off?
And like, I still feel like it's a new game The one thing that does annoy me, since it feels this way, I feel like the store that they have in it to buy things shouldn't even fucking exist.
Nope.
Because even myself, because I pre-ordered it and I got the Sands of Time edition.
The microtransaction stuff is there?
The microtransaction stuff is there.
Freaking.
Well, I feel like that's just an Ubisoft thing.
Yeah, that should just go away completely because there's no point to have that in this game.
Well, they're just hoping somebody... they're like,
someone will. And like I pre-ordered it. I got the Sands of Time edition with it, which gives you some kind of buffs with your weapons where it'll slow down time. If you get a perfect parry, it will heal you over time with the suit if you slow down time at a certain time, which I still feel like is a game mechanic that shouldn't be involved. That should have been that weapon I should be able to find in the game and get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, getting right off the bat really helps.
Getting right off the bat really helps out a lot, but like gets to a point where now I'm just focused in on this weapon to upgrade, and I'm not even going to fuck around with the other ones.
So, final verdict. Buy it now, skip it, or wait for a sale?
Black Friday.
Yeah.
I would wait. I mean, I'm still like, I'm loving this game. It's amazing, but like, I feel like other people would not enjoy it as much as I do. Because we haven't had like a true Assassin's Creed game in like a while.
Well, if it's anything like the Crew Motorfest, I was pissed off. I just saw an article today that's already 20% off. Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
I mean, we run through stuff so quick that, these games come on sale quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
But I don't see this one coming on sale.
No, it
Black
probably
Friday.
won't. It probably won't.
But yeah, if you have PC, just get Ubisoft Plus and you can probably beat it in a month.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot to do here. So
I think the full game takes 20, 30 hours to beat.
I think it was even less than that.
Was it?
That's what I've been hearing. Unless you like go all in on everything. But
Well, I meant not going. I meant like storyline.
yeah, I know. I've heard it's
I
like,
think I am like 50% almost done with the game.
well,
And I've only killed one Templar.
main story is 22 hours. Average is 12 hours, 29 minutes.
main story, that's how many people are pulled. 22.
Oh.
Yeah. So 22 people have said it's taken them about 12 and a half hours to beat.
It's still like it's a
So
super
you're almost
fun
done.
game. Yeah, I'm almost done. It's still like a super fun game. Though.
Yeah. I'm going to wait, I think, on it. Now, that kind of solidified that I should wait until after Spider-Man.
Yes.
After Alan Wake.
Definitely.
I'm just gonna
I know a
keep
lot of
playing.
people are doing that. It's just waiting until Spider-Man and then pick it up.
I'll pick it up this summer, or not this summer, this winter at some point.
This winter coming
to Brett.
Assassin's Creed
Coming
Mirage,
to Brett.
y'all. Play the prequel to Valhalla and learn Bassam's story for $50 now, or wait for a sale in the future.
lukewarm.